Those that will be presenting before the court, please use the podium. Item number 1, consider and take action. Oh, excuse me. Do we have any citizens' comments?
No, sir.
Thank you. Item number 1, consider and take action on minutes from previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on March 26, 2019. Additions, deletions to the minutes?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we accept the minutes as presented for the Commissioners Court regular session of March the 26th, 2019.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the minutes of March 26, 2019. Any further comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes. Item number 2, consider and take action to proclaim April 2019 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And as you see in the agenda, we have in the packet, we have a couple of proclamations. And we'll start out with this one, and who is going to be presenting today? If you would, for everyone in the audience, please state your name and also who all's with you.
I am Della Cooper. I am the Director of Outreach for the East Texas Crisis Center. And I have all the employees of the East Texas Crisis Center, Amanda Cooper, Kathy Arnold, Ruby, and then we've got the support of the Help Center, Crime Victims Recovery, no, not Recovery, Services. So we are all here.
Fantastic.
Good. And I do want to start out again and say thank you for allowing us to come and to present this and to read this. Proclamation 2019 Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Whereas April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month and calls attention to the fact that sexual violence is widespread and impacts all of Henderson County. Whereas every day the pain and trauma of sexual assault is felt by the survivors, women, men, and children across Texas and our Henderson County communities. Whereas this crime occurs far too frequently and is too often unreported, leaves long-lasting physical and emotional scars upon the survivors. Whereas at all levels, we must work to provide the necessary resources to victims of every circumstances, including medical and mental health services, relocation and housing assistance, and advocacy during the criminal justice process. Whereas sexual violence affects individuals of all ages, backgrounds, and circumstances, and as a community, we share in the responsibility to protect all from sexual assault and supporting the victims and bringing the perpetrators to justice. And whereas during National Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we recommit ourselves to lifting the veil of secrecy and shame surrounding sexual violence, along with strengthening our response and support for the victims. And whereas communities can come together to increase awareness, support victims, assist in healing lives, decrease the frequency, and hold offenders accountable. And therefore, be it resolved that the Henderson County Commissioners Court joins with other anti-sexual violence advocates and support service in the behalf that all community members must be a part of the solution to end sexual assault violence and proclaim April 2019 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Thank you very much. This has been before the court, I know, for at least 20 years. It's a sad thing that we have to do that, but we must continue to bring the issue to the forefront. It's our responsibility to shine light on it. Any comments from commissioners concerning this?
I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out today and what you do. I think holding accountability is key word to me and public awareness of what's going on. Thank you all very much for what you do.
Commissioner Tootley?
I proclaim his response also. Thank y'all very much for what you do for our county.
Thank y'all for everything you do. I know it's a tough job, and the county appreciates everything y'all do for it.
Commissioner Giesen?
Do you see any improvement?
We do, as far as seeing the people coming forward more. And it's like I've said before, the numbers is going up, which is a good bad thing, because people are hearing about, they're seeing results and they're coming forward and you want to help. And they're not so scared to come forward and they know.
So bringing this to the public on an annual basis, you think that is having some positive results?
A little, but yes. And to me, it's a progress.
I've said it before, it's such a sad thing that we have to make this proclamation. Shouldn't exist in the first place. And as Judge McKinney just said, we as a county have been doing this for 20 years. It certainly would be a wonderful thing to figure out the way to eradicate it totally from our county. As the other commissioners and judge has said, thank you sincerely for everything you're doing and reaching out to those in trouble and giving them that avenue of help and hope. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
And I'll second, Judge.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesen, second by Commissioner Thomas, to proclaim April 2019 as Child Abuse, excuse me, I'm on the wrong one, sorry, Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Item passes. Item number 3, consider and take action to proclaim April 2019 as Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Leslie.
Thank you for having us. So today, I'm Leslie Saunders. I'm the Executive Director at the Henderson County Help Center and Maggie's House Child Advocacy Center. And today I brought with me most of our staff. Sheila Davis, our Program Director, Ginger Ford, our Crime Victim Services Lead Program Specialist, our wonderful volunteer, Janelle Dunnington, our Helpline Coordinator, Kim Williams, Debbie Stanley, our CPS Intake Coordinator, Susan Randall, our Family Advocate, Terry Abbey, our another Crime Victim Services Coordinator, and Wendy Pacheco, our Community Outreach staff member, which is a new position to us this year. And so, and who? Oh, and our Crisis Response Ministries volunteer group as well. They're here volunteering for the day, so thank you. We also have Amanda Pruitt, who's the Department of Family and Protective Services Area Supervisor? Program Director for CPS, which is, and now CPI for her as well. So I wanted to give you some stats across the county and across the state as well. So last year in the state of Texas, 44,389 children were interviewed for alleged child abuse and neglect in child advocacy centers just like Maggie's House. 266,000 reports of abuse and neglect were received at a child advocacy center across Texas, and 22,517 child abuse victims received mental health and counseling. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience abuse or neglect by the time of their 18th birthday, but yet only 1 in 10 will tell, with an average age of these children that are experiencing abuse and neglect as the age of 8. In Henderson County, Maggie's House in 2018, the center interviewed 317 children who experienced alleged abuse and neglect in our own backyards. We provided 695 hours of counseling services and reviewed 444 cases at our monthly multidisciplinary team meetings. These numbers were up 34% from 2017, and we are already experiencing an increase for 2019. This is why we are here today. The Help Center and Maggie's House are bringing awareness to what is happening in our community. We are here to support the smallest victims and to give the voice to become victorious to our victims and make sure that their victimization does not happen again. So with that, I'll read the proclamation. Whereas there were over 300,000 cases of child abuse and neglect reported in Texas in the fiscal year of 2018, with 66,382 Texas children confirmed victims of child abuse and neglect in the fiscal year of 2018, with 351 of those children residing in Henderson County. Whereas child abuse prevention is a community responsibility and finding solution depends on an involvement among all people. And whereas communities must make an effort to promote programs that benefit children and their families. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among agencies, schools, religious organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. And whereas everyone in the community should become more aware of child abuse prevention and consider helping parents raise their children in a safe, nurturing environment. Now, therefore, I, or you, Wade McKinney, County Judge, and the County Commissioners do hereby proclaim the month of April 2019 to be Child Abuse Prevention Month in Henderson County and urge all citizens to work together to help reduce child abuse and neglect significantly in years to come. On this date, the second day of April 2019. And I also want to thank you for taking a seat at our table and making sure that we are fighting child abuse and neglect in Henderson County. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas.
Again, I'd like to thank you, Leslie, and your group and everyone that volunteers for this situation. The second paragraph, community responsibility and finding solutions depends on the involvement of all of us. And to me, that's where I think we could all help, is getting involved and not turning back. But anyway, thank you for what you do. Really appreciate it, all you.
Commissioner Taylor.
Well, again, thank y'all for what you do for our kids in Henderson County. I came to this county about 22 years ago and started out as a Little League football coach and saw some of this and continued on. And so that's why most of my efforts when I do something is it involves kids, whether it be Toys for Tots, coaching little kids, or all the way up to high school kids. And it's sad that somebody can bear a child and then abuse it. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank y'all for what you do, both groups, because I wouldn't have it in my heart to do what you do, because I'd probably be over there with Halbert, and he'd be visiting me with breakfast every morning. So anyway, thank y'all for what you do for our kids in Henderson County.
Commissioner Camp.
I'd like to say thank you also. These numbers are nearly unbelievable. 351, that's one every day. And I came from the education field, most of y'all know, and I know how big a problem it is. And I want to say thank you for everything that y'all do, because I know it's a big problem, and it's hard to get a grasp on. But this kind of thing helps put it out to the public and hopefully the reason, just like Commissioner Giesman said a while ago, getting it out before the public, maybe that's why we're getting more kids to come forward. So thank y'all for everything you do.
Commissioner Giesman.
I think the judge and the commissioners have pretty well covered everything. I think you all know how we appreciate what you do. And you're having a bit of a open house this evening at 5, I believe. I would encourage everyone to go and see the great work that they're doing at the Help Center and Maggie's house. Later on in the year, we will probably be doing another proclamation. I believe it's referred to as Elder Abuse Month, Elder. And I always believe that there's a correlation between this proclamation and what we'll be doing later, because the children, the 351 cases in Henderson County, they're the vulnerable ones. There's no one there to look after them. And later on in life, our parents, the elderly, become vulnerable just like the kids. And it troubles me greatly to be able to grasp how we as a civilized society can let this happen, be involved in doing it. It's just appalling. I have nothing else I can say. It's just terrible. But again, thank you. I encourage everyone to go to your open house this evening and see the great work that you're doing.
And that is one thing I would like. It is a subject that is very troubling. But the thing that brings all of us hope is how you have come together and how you continue to strive and how you strengthen us in just your continuation of continuing on. And we thank y'all deeply, as you've seen here. It's expressed through all members of the court and really all caring members of the community. But without your efforts, I'd hate to think of what we're at. So with that, any further discussion? All those in favor? Oh, excuse me.
I think we better make a
Can we have a motion?
I moved it.
Go ahead, Scott.
I move that we, as a Commissioners Court, move that April 2019 is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month in Henderson County.
And I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam, to proclaim April 2019 as Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. All those in favor? Item passes. Again, thank y'all. Item number 4, consider and take action to accept the racial profiling report from Henderson County Constable Precinct 2 for filing purposes only. We have that in our backup, and this is a continuation of the wrap-up. How many do we have left? 2 more. 2 more to get brought before the court, and they are in process of getting it. I will say that they had turned them in to the state, just had not got them to us yet.
Oh,
so they were in compliance with that part. Yes. Any questions? If not, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the racial profiling for precinct, what is that? Number 2, Henderson County.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Thomas, second by Commissioner Tooley, to accept the racial profiling report from Henderson County Constable Precinct 2 for filing purposes only. All those in favor? Item passes. Item 5, consider and take action to accept a $5,000 donation in the purchase of a 2015 Mako boat purchased with seizure funds. And with us today, we have, Kevin, what is your title?
Chief Deputy.
Chief Deputy. Chief Deputy. Chief Deputy Halbert.
Papa.
Yes. Congratulations
I
on.
prefer the title over Chief Deputy. Yeah, I've learned that's a new honor that you only understand once you're there.
Yes.
Sheriff's Office is requesting that the county accept a $5,000 donation towards the purchase of a second patrol boat for the Sheriff's Office. The purchase price of the boat has been $32,000. With the boat and its accessories is valued at approximately $40,000 on a conservative number.
And through the accepting of this $5,000 donation, reducing the price.
Correct.
Of the boat.
We're reducing the price from $32,000 to $27,000, and the $27,000 will be paid for out of state seizure funds.
Questions for the Chief Deputy? Entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the donation of $5,000 donation in the purchase of a 2015 Mako boat. Any further comments?
Thank Mr. Lagarde for the donation, helping.
Absolutely.
Thank you, tell him thanks from the court.
Sure, relay that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And this will give you the capability of being on 2 of the 3 lakes that you have jurisdictional responsibility for.
Yes, sir, and even assistant admins, and during holiday season, this gives us capability of covering both ends of the county as well as in search efforts, doubling our ability to find someone in a timely manner.
Right. This is good.
Any other comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes. Item 6, consider and take action to transfer a 2011 Tahoe from Road and Bridge Precinct 3 to Emergency Management. Commissioner McCam?
This is a vehicle that I'm no longer using, and Emergency Management had interest in having that vehicle, so I think it would be a good transfer.
Well, for Emergency Management, we appreciate that. And, the Charger that currently had transmissions given up the go on it. And of course, all these vehicles stem down from the Sheriff's Department, which none of this would be possible without their cooperation and assistance in it. So we appreciate you offering it up. So, Ms. Nichols, do you have anything to add?
No, sir.
Okay. Any further comments, questions? If not, entertain.
I move we transfer the 2011 Tahoe from Road and Bridge Precinct 3 to Emergency Management.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Tooley, to approve the transfer of a 2011 Tahoe from Road and Bridge Precinct 3 to the Emergency Management Department. All those in favor? Item passes. Item 7, consider and take action to accept the financial statement and budget for fiscal year 2018 for Henderson County Emergency Service Districts Number 1, located in Precinct 1. Commissioner Thomas.
Yes, Court. Today we've got a financial statement from ESD Number 1 that's located in Trinidad, Texas, in Precinct 1. Our audit office did the report, and looks like they're doing a very good job. It's a good organization, and I'm very pleased to see that they're doing as well as they're doing. So,
Any questions for Commissioner Thomas? Entertain a motion.
if there's not any questions, Judge, I move that we accept the financial statement for Emergency Services District 1 as is, and for filing purposes only.
Second this motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Thomas, second by Commissioner Giesland, to approve the financial statement and budget for fiscal year 2018 for Henderson County Emergency Service District Number 1. All those in favor? Item passes.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you. Item 8, receive financial reports. Thank you, sir. We have reports from Justice of the Peace Precinct 2, and again, I'll remind everyone they will be available for viewing after court in the county clerk's office. Item 9, consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheet.
Judge, we have no payroll on accounts cash sheets for today.
Thank you, sir. Item 10, consider and take action on submitted contract. Ms. Nicholson?
No, sir.
Item 11, consider and take action on requests for right-of-way permits.
There is one in precinct
Excuse me? In precinct 4. Thank you.
There's a request from Encore for new power line installation on 4628. Crossing is about 85 feet long. There's no issues. I'll entertain any questions the court may have.
Any questions?
Hearing no questions, I move that we approve the request for Encore for utility work on Henderson County Road 4628 with authorization for the county commissioner to sign.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the right-of-way request for County Road 4628 from Encore with Commissioner's authorization to sign.
Correct.
All those in favor? Item passes. Any others?
I should have said this is the new service for the new nursing home, assisted living out on the loop across from the hospital.
Oh,
So, I mean, they're bringing power from over towards the airport across 4628, then through the empty space, well, residential area, and then across 19 into that area where the new nursing home has been constructed.
it's good to hear. That thing's, what, about 3 years, 4 years in the making?
Well, I guess if you go clear back to the dirt work and
Yeah.
getting water from Virginia Hill, and
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
there's been a lot of issues.
wasn't part of that property owned by the county? Didn't we?
Yes, that was the initial step, because it was a portion of the hospital property that extended across the loop that we sold to them for that development.
Okay. Well, with that, we'll move on to item 12, consider and take action on submitted budget amendments.
Have quite a few of those for 2018. And I mentioned in the email when I sent these out, I really tried my hardest not to touch the contingency money. I feel that's really dedicated for special projects. So I was able to take most of this through the DA capital cases. Some maintenance departments that didn't use all their funding.
Questions?
No questions, but there is a concern. I mean, the CPS, $53,000 in this budget amendment. And looking forward, we're lucky this year that there hasn't been that many capital murders that went to trial. We may not have this luxury in the 2020 budget or in the 19 budget with the amount of capital murder issues that we have in the county currently. So I think for the budget work that we have in front of us, we're going to have to really look hard at the CPS budget amount, probably bump it by $60,000, $70,000, don't you think? Because it doesn't seem to be going down or stabilizing. And, you know, we can go right back to the proclamation we just approved with the 351 cases. That's what's driving that.
Right. Well, the other issue that I see is the indigent health. In these amendments here, we're having to add over right at $100,000 to what had already been, and I think we've already made a couple amendments through the year.
Yep.
You know, that's the other concerning portion as well. We're talking $200,000 or $300,000 total in that area, coupled with the running up of those. So we can very easily hit $500,000.
That will pretty well, that'll take about 1.5 points of the 2.5 revenue cap that they're discussing in Austin.
Exactly.
If they pass that, that will even put us in more trouble.
Exactly. Any other comments? If not, entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, seconded by Commissioner Thomas to approve the budget amendments as presented. All those in favor? Item passes. Item 13, consider and take action on payment of bills.
Yes, sir. This morning I have 2 sets. I have one for 2018 in the amount of $1,401.18.
Questions on the 18 bills?
No question, Judge.
None. Commissioner McCann?
No question.
Commissioner Giesland?
No questions, Judge.
Entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Giesland, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the fiscal year 2018 bills as presented. All those in favor? Item passes.
The 2019 bill total this week is $203,151.44.
Commissioner Thomas, questions?
I have no questions, Judge.
Commissioner Tooley?
None.
Commissioner McCam?
I have none.
Commissioner Giesland?
We have a bill that we're paying today, Glenn, for the LaRue Tower. And I guess they sent a bill in for the old amount, which we're approving today, but they've also sent another bill for the proposed amount. So I guess we need to sit down with them pretty quickly and decide what we're going to do with that proposed month-to-month contract. Ms. Maples had sent a note late yesterday about the new amount. So I feel that the April amount is good. The new one should be applied to May. So maybe we can get together and get back with them on that revised contract. No other questions, Judge, or comments.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the fiscal year 2019 bills.
Before you comment, under the Fair Park operation,
Yes, sir.
it's in the description. The first one should have been for the Princess, and the second one, it's correctly annotated as the Queen. But the first one says saddle-2 for Queen, and the other one says saddle for Queen. I know it's the system driving you crazy. Well, it drives me crazy too, because it should have been saddle for Princess
Queen and
in that one.
Princess,
So it
yep.
doesn't look like there were 3 saddles that were purchased, even though it
Right.
shows the correct amount. It's, in case somebody wants to look it up next year of what it costs, it doesn't look like we bought 3
Okay.
in the verbiage. I'm sorry, I just didn't get to the bottom of the page fast enough.
Any further comments? If not, all those in favor? Item passes.
Rebecca likes to know that I do read these bills from cover to cover.
Item
My weekend enjoyment.
Item 14, consider and take action on submitted plats.
We have 2 in precinct 4, all fees are paid.
Now, what do you want? Do you want me to sign this stuff, or do you want me to talk about plats?
It's okay. Your birthday was,
It was yesterday.
Was
And, you know,
yesterday.
at my age, it's hard for me to keep up. Golly, Julian, I had notes. Don't think I can do it from the top of my head. Both of these plats are plain vanilla replats in the subdivision of Brown's Landing, which is off of County Road 4202 on Lake Palestine. The first one is 2 lots of number 65 and 66, which is being combined into lot number 65A. As the county clerk said, the fees have been paid. The 911 stamp is attached, as is the floodplain signature of Ms. Kimbrough, and the paid tax certificates are here. I'll be more than happy to pass these down for everyone to review if you would so desire.
anyone?
I'm good.
You're good? All right. That's replat number 1. If there are no further questions or any questions at all, I move that we approve the replat of lots 65 and 66 in the Browns Landing subdivision to new lot number 65A.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Geisling, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the replat in Brown's Landing for filing purposes only. All those in favor? Item passes.
The second one, again, is subdivision Browns Landing off of County Road 4202 on Lake Palestine. This is the combining of lots numbers 40 and 41 into a single lot retitled as 41A. Like the other one I just spoke to, it has the 911 stamp as well as Joey Kimbrough's floodplain review signature attached. We have the paid tax certificates and all fees have been paid to the county clerk.
Questions?
All right. Hearing no questions, I move that we approve for filing purposes only the replat of Browns Landing's lot 40 and 41 into one lot, 41A.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Geisling, second by Commissioner McCam, to approve the replat in Brown's Landing, creating lot 41A for filing purposes only. All those in favor? Item passes.
That's 2 less parcels that the tax office has to keep up with.
There you go.
2 less statements they have to send out.
Item 15, open and consider bids.
No bids, sir.
Item 16, consider and take action to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Wait a minute, I'm still signing.
Oh, he's signing.
Oh,
We ain't voted yet. We just got the motion on the floor.
All right, do what you want.
Second.
motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam to adjourn. All those in favor? Item passes. Thank y'all very much. I do remind you that we have a